Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen, and today I am here to share my final Disney World flip through scrapbook album. So in June, my family went and we were there for a week. And when I came back, I created from the end of June until the beginning of September, I created 318 12 by 12 layouts. So, of 1 week. So, I have previously shared Animal Kingdom and Disney Springs in an album. I shared, we stayed at the All Star Movies, and so I companioned that with Hollywood Studios since it's all movie themed. And then I made a book for Epcot. I made 2 books for Magic Kingdom. I made a travel and transportation that is a trip down, trip back, and then all the like different modes of transportation we used while we were there, like the buses and the Skyliner. And then I did one entire book of Galaxy's Edge, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, that is in Hollywood Studios. And then finally, I have this book. And this book consists of one ride slash adventure. And that ride is also in Galaxy's Edge. And it is the Rise of the Resistance. It is an experience. If you have never been, I strongly suggest it. If you do not want spoilers, you might not want to watch this video. This is a pretty much like a 28-page play-by-play of the ride slash experience, because it's like a 20-minute thing. It's not just a minute and a half. So I did not do 28 pages. I think it's 28 of a minute and a half ride. It was like a 20-minute experience. So that is what this is. I'm just going to go through it real quick. I have done layout shares for all of these layouts. So if you're looking for more details, please feel free to ask in the comments. I will gladly answer any questions you have, or you can go back and watch different layout shares. So if you are ready for this, this is a Becky Higgins Project Life scrapbook, and they are all in protective pages. There is one page that is marked, and I just realized when I started this that I need to go in and add some black splatters. I did not have the black ink at the time, so when I get there, you'll see it. So this is the skyline at Galaxy's Edge. All of my paper that is obviously Star Wars is Cricut paper. The majority of my papers, other than the Cricut paper, is from Reminisce. It was a Space Wars collection, and Echo Park. And then I do have some Sandy Lion and EK Success kind of blended in. I have some American Crafts. Any of this khaki cardstock is Colorblock brand from Walmart. So that is the majority of what you're going to see in this album. So I always put the map information on here. These are some American Crafts stickers. I spelled out Dream Experience. And this was one of the last pages I did, was to actually put a cover on this. And I just did a ton of banners. I think I had like a sketch that I just kind of went rogue on. And I couldn't tell you, but that stuff is typically I usually put all that information or say that information when I do layout shares if I know who the sketch was by. So, and a lot of these little stickers are Sandy Lion or other brands like that, but they're not necessarily scrapbook safe. So they're just like kid stickers or something. And so I normally just don't put them right on the picture, unless the picture is something like one of these. I think it's this one is, I know it's this one, is from the internet. So if it's a picture from the internet, it really has no significance to me. I wanted to capture the feeling, and it was a little bit more detailed than this one that I took. So, so a lot of those things, if they're on the picture and it ruined it for some reason, it's not going to break my heart. So, but I typically try and keep them away from the actual pictures. So next is we had to sign up on a queue. So I took a screenshot when my alarm went off to go do that. Here's a sign from the front. This is the thing from Disney, my Disney app that tells you all the details. This is that Star Wars paper. I did use this. This is actually Disney brand Star Wars washi tape. Most of all this paper here is from that Reminisce package. This is from American Crafts. That's the Cricut paper. This was a thing that I pulled off the internet because this was, it's a stock picture from online, and it actually says Disneyland right here, so I covered it with this paper. And I just did like a tearing thing. This paper actually, if you watch my other Star Wars layout, there was I did one page that had Kylo Ren on it, and I cut out the Death Star. I can't get the little flap down. I cut out the Death Star, and this is the remnants of that paper that I cut that out of. I did some inking with some ink pads and started fiddling with some new Distress Oxides that I got for my birthday. And just did some layers. I made some pictures with my Project Life app, smaller, like 2x2s. Some of them are 3x2s. And then I did some that were, I think, 4x3. So it was really a good way to get a ton of pictures into, I took like 12 or 1,300 pictures. So to get that many pictures into a 318 layouts is pretty good. I did some splatters with my new inks here. This is EK Success paper, some more of the washi. This came from the Reminisce collection. Just did some layering with some colors that would match with that paper. This is a stencil I created myself on my Cricut just with paper, so it's not going to last me a lot, although I have used it multiple times. It's obviously not going to be as nice of a pull as if you had like a Mylar stencil, but I made my own, and then I put little stickle dots all around to add to the texture. This is Sandy Lion paper. This is As We Walked In, so this is titled Rise of the Resistance. Oh, this says Suit Wars in the beginning because that's our walking down the hallway. This is titled BB-8 Is Everyone Assembled? So that's what Ray says after you go through this little briefing. So I made some BB-8s with my circle punch out of the BB-8 paper. Did some tearing, lots of layers. This is all washi tape here and here. Some Sandy Lion. Welcome to the cause. May the force be with us, which is another quote from something that actually happens in the ride. And this is us going to our ship where we're headed off. This is Poe Dameron's ship. X-Wing, maybe. Oh, I get it wrong all the time. TIE Fighter and X-Wing all the time. So anyway, so there's some stickers with Poe Dameron and BB-8, who is in the top of the ride. And this is, you look this way, you see this, you look this way, you see this. I just used these colors from the ship that were like a dark brown, black, and brown. And I just pulled all of that in with the orange. And this is all some of my new inks that I got for my birthday. Every ink I use, unless it's an ink pad, is Ranger. Most of them are Tim Holtz. I just recently got some Delusion shimmers, and I don't think any of those are in here. But that's what's going on this page. That's what I was waiting for, was my black shimmers. But I did use the yellow mustard seed to make these stars. And I used some washi tape. Just some layers. Hold on, recruits. Another phrase from the ride. Happiness is here. Title of the page. That's no moon. Stay strong. The Stay Strong is the title. Something that Poe Dameron says. This is when we're in the ship, and this is what we can see out the windows as we're flying off to safety. And then we get attacked. And so these are pictures of the bad guys shooting at us. More reminisce paper. Get off my ship. This is a individual single picture, not even a very good quality. The bad guy is on the ship. You can barely even see it in this picture. I tried really hard with my, because it was a live picture, to adjust it, but there was no good picture. But I was standing pretty far away. So just did lots of layers on here, did some inking, and I started doing a lot more tearing at this point and using my Tim Holtz Distress tool, because I felt like, you know, these are the bad guys, so things could be more yucked up kind of thing. So that's what I did here. Pop some stuff up on foam. This is titled Oh Troop. So started using some Tim Holtz phrases, did some tearing. I had a ton of Stormtrooper things, so I got some of those used up. Had some really cool stickers that I really loved. I was excited that I got to use. So this is when you get off the ship after they kick you off your ship. And then I started doing lots of reds and blacks, because that's the colors that I think of when I think of the dark side. So this is when you first get off and you are being escorted somewhere. I did some stenciling, sprays. This stencil, I used a black ink pad, and before that I had sprayed with some carved pumpkin, I think. I use a lot of colors, and I have a whole bunch of colors that I have acquired over the course of the last 2 months. Escape route, because I took this picture of the exit, which I don't know why I took that picture. I just thought it was neat, I guess. I don't know. Be brave. I used some Tim Holtz chipboards. Be brave with your life. The lady was hassling us because we had not matching shirts, but we all had Star Wars shirts that I had made. And so she asked us, I even journaled down here about how she asked if it was some form of torture if we chose to wear shirts like that. Did some tearing. I had a stencil that I created for another layout in I think it's the Star Wars layouts, and it had stars in it, and I took the stencil that from where it got pulled out onto my Cricut, and I just inked around that, and I really love the way that it turned out. I think that's really cool looking. So just made some stripes out of a bunch of loose little pieces of paper that were kind of torn up, because at the time my my Creative Memories trimmer was getting, the mat was getting overdone like it's an egg or something. The mat was getting all yucky, so it had all these pieces were getting yucked up. So I just used them because why not? And so cell block 77. Don't ask me why. 77 is my favorite number, and we were in jail because they put us in like a jail. And this is my daughter's face when the Stormtrooper and Kylo Ren come up and scare the bejeebies out of us because we didn't expect them. And then the Stormtrooper says the prisoners are secure. I put stars on every page, every single page, in every layout for Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. There's a star. My husband says, I don't know why you have to have a star. I said, well, it is actually in the title of the dang name, so it's going to get stars. They are out in outer space where, you know, the stars are. I did lots of layering. I yucked up some stuff. I sprayed. This is me testing out my new sprays. So I was testing them out, and I just decided to cut the little 4.5 by 6 picture or mat that I had used. I went ahead and cut it after I sprayed all these different colors on here. This is another one of those stencils that I inked through. Getaway adventure. We were rescued, and so here is some more of the Cricut paper. I did some more stencil sprays. Can you tell that I just got my inks and I was really excited about them? This is when we get on we've been rescued and they put us on our ride and we go off on our merry way. I loved using up all these scraps. This was a sketch that I found maybe on Pinterest or something, and I pretty much stuck to it, kind of did it a little different, and I turned it on its side. So it was normally like this big rain of stars was over here, and it went this way. But my stuff didn't work that way. Actually, this could have been from scrapbookingwithanmarie.com. Oh man, I can't remember. But in the video, the layout share, it says, I can't, after 318 layouts, and that was over a month ago that I finished all these. So this is titled Rescued. This is an Echo Park. The stars, I think I cut all of them out of my Cricut because I do not cut stars like that. No way, Jose. Wait, those are the prisoners. I cut this out on my Cricut. And just used a ton of that Cricut paper. Took a piece of paper, turned it sideways. I don't know what inspired me to do that, but I did. Use a little bit of, oh no, those are star stickers. They look like this. This is one of the colors of my inks. Okay, this is the AT-ATs. And originally this was going to be 2 pages. But when I printed these pictures, I printed them smaller. And I regretted not printing it bigger because the AT-ATs are so massive. But I love the way this page turned out because it's kind of like a sequence. You know, this happened, then this, and then this. So I wanted this to be important on the page because this massive AT-AT was like where we were taking off trying to get away from the bad guys. And we come in and we're like, oh, holy crap, we're right here underneath these big, huge, scary, machinery that's going to shoot at us. So I put this on some textured paper. I inked it up with I think it was Vintage Photo, which, distressed it. And then I put it on foam on top of some more like corrugated paper. This yellow is corrugated. And then put it on top of this torn paper with the stormtroopers on it. Because that's who this is shooting at us. And then Finn comes to save the day, so it says surprise. And I got in trouble because it says the force is strong with this one. And my husband says the Finn has no force, but I wasn't moving it because it would have torn my page. And it'll be fine. Then this says ultimately hopeless, because that is what what Kylo Ren says to us. And I put some banner pieces on here. This movie reel, like this is how this whole little series plays out. So, like this is if I had taken a movie screen by screen. This is another stencil that I sprayed through that I created on my Cricut. This is some Recollections paper, and in a previous video I said something about this being Reminisce paper. It is not. It's from Recollections. It is a hot buy paper pad. Whew, I'll get it all out. This is called Close Call. This came from the Space Wars thing from Recollection. This is just a piece of some of the Cricut paper, the Star Wars Cricut paper. These are just pictures from Kylo Ren chasing us down. It's kind of scary, guys. It's kind of scary. A little inking here. Some more border strips from Reminisce. There's a big old boom. I cut this out on my Cricut. More of that corrugated board. This is one of my favorite pages just because I love the way these inks came out. This Reminisce paper is kind of smooth. Not kind of, it's very smooth. And so when I had a circle cut out of a 12 by 12 piece paper. So I laid it down, put it in my spray box, and sprayed all these colors, like the orange and the yellow. I have 2 shades of yellow, wild honey, and then mustard seed, and carved pumpkin. So I used all 3 of those and sprayed like one here, one here, one here, and then kind of blended a little. And I love how this turned out. And then this is on Reminisce paper, which I just said. And so I just really thought that was super cool. Yeah, we blew up the bad guys. So then Kylo Ren catches us again as we're just about to get out. And then there's another big boom and he goes flying, and that's fabulous. Here's more Reminisce paper. This came from the Reminisce collection. This is actually a Disney thing. I think it goes with Goofy or something, but it ended up on this page. Some Sandy line paper. then Get in Your Escape Pods Now was cut out on my Cricut. I printed this picture in color and then again in black and white so that you could see the definition, and it's actually two different pictures because like my daughter, the hands are over her mouth here because she's like freaking out. More washi, more, this is Sandy Line paper back here, it's Mickey Mouse, and then this is the Cricut paper. This is all Reminisce paper, and actually this paper was flipped the other way, like this was at the top and this part was at the bottom. I tore it off, trimmed it, and put it down here so it was like somebody was on the planet looking out. Tucked some stars in up here, titled the page Escaped, and then here we are. And I thought this was so cool because this Reminisce paper is exactly like the pictures that I took. So I loved that. So this had to be the page for this last page. So I just took some scraps that I had left over, matted everything, popped these up, I think these are on foam because they feel pretty thick to me. And then titled it The End. So that was it. And it was an awesome ride. If you've never been, oh my gosh, even if you don't like Star Wars, you should go because it's so cool. It's like being a part of the movie. So that's all I've got, and I guess I'll be done sharing Disney for now. But if you have any questions, please ask in the comments, and I will definitely get back to you. I will be sharing some more process videos coming up. I'm working on some birthday pages right now, and I just posted a video earlier today that was tips on how to scrap a bunch of pages in a short amount of time, but they don't look like they were a short amount of time. And some tips on fussy cutting, which I hate, but I fussy cut a bunch of pages in a pretty quick time frame, and so it's some tips on that kind of thing. And then I don't know what else I want to do. I'm open to suggestions and ideas, things that you're looking for. I did tell one of my subscribers that I would do a video on how I use mixed media. I am by no means a pro. I just got my first bunch of sprays like sometime this summer, obviously right before I started Disney, because I used a lot of blues and purples in the beginning of my Disney days. And then acquired some more in August for my birthday. So this one was sprays on almost every page, I think. So, but yeah, if you have suggestions or things you'd like to see, please let me know. And other than that, I hope you all have a great weekend, and I hope you get a chance to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping.